Welcome everybody to another Transformers review. Today we are going to be taking a look at none other than G1 Optimus Prime. Now, this is not the original. This is the reissue that Hasbro did last year. And it was super cool to pick up because I've only seen two G1 Optimus Primes in my lifetime. So it's cool owning one. It may not be the original one, but it is none other than Optimus Prime. Now, let's go in for some size comparisons. Here he is with Beast Wars Transmetal Optimus Primal. There he is with Combiner Wars Optimus Prime. So you can kind of see he's kind of short of what a Voyager would have been. Here he is with the most recent Optimus Prime. It's really cool seeing these side to side. And just, you're wondering, the Energon Axe and the Ion Blaster is actually from the Weaponizer pack that came with that Centurion drone. Just if you're wondering. Here he is with Beast Machines Optimus Primal. And here he is with the master of the machinery himself, Power Master Optimus Prime. Thing's older than me by a lot. If you guys want to see that review, I did do that on Peter Cullen's birthday. So it'd be awesome if you could check out that review after. Or whenever. And here he is with Revenge of the Fallen Optimus Prime. It is the minifigure that it does transform. It came with Stratosphere, the massive plane. So, there we go. Now, weapons, he does come with two alterations of his Ion Blaster. I like this one more than I like this one, but this one I think is kind of more beefier. So, there they are side to side. Pretty cool, I like them. Articulation wise, he can do a full 360 at the shoulder. And at his elbow, he can do a full 360 if you really wanted to. You have to get the arm kind of positioned, kind of funky, but you can do it. And his wrists, if you really want them to, can do a full 360. Only reason you can is because they plug into his headlights. Head, no articulation at the head. Let's reposition this just a little bit. Yeah, no articulation at the head. He can look up due to transformation because of the flap that it's on. Legs, you can kick that far back due to transformation. And there's no side or front articulation. So, I mean, you can make it look like he's doing some push-ups. I do think that he can bend at the knee, but I'm not gonna test that. I don't think he can actually, but he can articulate his foot due to transformation. And his feet are die-cast, and the front top part of his cab is die-cast metal also. He's with the cold touch technique, thanks to Jobby the Hong. So, I just have some stickers. I did add the black sticker and the Autobot insignia that was from a Toy Hacks kit. Just looks kind of like a license plate, or I guess in his case he's a trucker. Well, he's a truck. I gave him like more like of a trucker belt buckle. Back in the day, it's what truckers took pride in their belt buckles. I know that personally. The back side, ain't much to show. I like the chrome painting that they use on the smokestacks and the grill, the bumper, the fuel tanks, and his legs, including his wheels. Not the tires, his wheels. And you can see some more of that chrome plastic in there. In fact, yes. So he's got stickers on his arms. There was more stickers he came with. I believe I just didn't bother putting them on him. It's because of I don't know. They've had a bad history with trying to put stickers on, and something happens. The surface didn't get cleaned properly all the way, and they fell off. So I just have a nice reflective Autobot insignia on his shoulders. That's the issue I had in putting it on there. It just doesn't look right. It's too bumpy, but I can overlook that. And yes, in fact, the original Optimus Prime did have yellow eyes. So they kind of stuck that with him. It's got a silver iconic mouthplate and the silver crest. There was a release that was years after. They did do blue eyes on him, and I do believe they changed up the blue plastic tone for his hands and his legs, including his head. I could be wrong, but I do recall seeing that before a couple times. And the original one had stickers for this side strip. This is now painted on. So there are some small differences between the G1 Optimus Prime, the original release, and those after, and this one itself. This one is different. It's even got a different mold number too. Let's see if we can see it. 2018. So that's mainly, I'm showing you guys that mainly for the fact people like to kind of not be very honest when they're selling, and they'll tell you that it's a vintage. That's one way you can just right off the bat you can tell. Another thing that you could tell is if they're how the shape of the rubber tires. If they're kind of scratchy looking, or they look kind of dry, that's right off the bat you know that it's the older version, just because the rubber tires that they use for these figures are really just any rubber tires from any car or toy or anything like that. The rubber breaks down and it starts to kind of rot. You can see that even with like just regular automobile tires after quite a few years. So just kind of things here and there to point out. Not to mention just for the fact that the G1 side stripping is a sticker. This one's painted. So if you're looking to buy a G1 Optimus Prime, and you want it to be like an authentic G1 Optimus Prime, check for those things. But if not, if you're able to find the reissue, it's just as good in my opinion. So we are going to transform him, and I will be right back. And look, here we go. So in his cab mode, it's a very simple transformation. I mean, I'm assuming most of you who are watching have already seen it. That's why I didn't bother really doing a transformation on screen, because I'm just assuming that you guys have probably seen this figure's transformation before. But the top right here, I used some of the parts of the scraps that the stickers were on to kind of add a little bit more to it. This is the issue I have with stickers. They start to kind of flake, and it's kind of just over time it kind of looks kind of bad. Eventually I might end up looking for like a toy hack sticker sheet for them that probably has more kind of sticker detailing, kind of makes it more worth it. there you go. You can see like some steps right there. Just a lot of molded detail for it being a original. It was a Diaclone. It's not bad for being, over 30 years old. I really do like the real world aesthetic of this front cab. Just looks really nice. The one thing that it's missing is mirrors, but there's things you have to kind of understand, and I understand completely. And there he does have a rub sign. Oh look, no, so Optimus Prime's an Autobot. Who would have thunk? Thunk. It does roll pretty good. Actually, it rolls really good. Kind of funny that the older figures seem to have better rolling on them, and I think it's mainly due to the fact that they kind of have a little bit more weight to them, and they do have a rubber tire, so it's better surface contact, and you got kind of like a weight kind of holding it down. It's like equivalent to like almost like a die-cast toy car or truck in this case. The back is nice and smooth. It cleans up compared to his robot mode. Does have his lights and his horns up on top. He's even got wiper blades. They're probably Rain-X. And for those who are wondering, it does open up. The cab does open up. I kind of added some sticker detailing. There we go. Got some silver stickers right there. And I got some black and silver stickers right there. There are seats right there. And originally, this figure, with it being a Diaclone figure, there was little figurines of people. And they had magnetic feet on them. That's why there are some original Optimus Prime trailers that still have these metal pieces in them. And it was for them to magnetize to. Clearly they took that out of, the American release under the brand Transformers. But there's still little seats, and those have been kind of their purpose have kind of been remade for his fists. And also, if you are looking for a G1 Optimus Prime, if you're trying to find just the hands, they are super, super, super expensive. I helped my buddy over at Optination. I helped him repair his G1 Optimus Prime. I completely redid the legs, all the goofy stuff up in here, the springs. I replaced all that for him. That was real fun. And the one thing that it's missing are his fists. You can go on eBay, and it's like a bad joke trying to find those fists. Whether you find them, or they're like, oh, okay, I got one, and they want $30 for both of them. You're looking for like almost $100. Best case scenario, if you can find a beat up old Prime, do some simple little repairs on it. There's little things here and there you can do to refurbish it. And best case option for his weapons and his fists are 3D printing. It's going to be the cheapest way to go about, unfortunately, but if you don't mind it not being 100% like authentic, it still is a really good piece on the shelf for your collection. So, do I recommend a G1 Optimus Prime to you? Totally. It is something I've always wanted since I was a kid, and just holding it in my hand just brings back just so many memories of my childhood with looking at the old photos and reading the Transformers Universe guidebook and seeing all the old figures. And now it's like I own a lot of those figures now, but this is one I've always wanted. And the thing I always liked about Optimus Prime was that he was a semi-truck, and growing up, my father, still is a semi-truck driver, so it's always something that had a special place in me for Optimus Prime. That and him being very full of wisdom and life experiences, much like my father. So, shout out to you, Dad. So, if you can find this, pick it up. I'm sure, I mean, a couple months ago, I saw a lot of places had a ton of the reissues on clearance. So, if you were lucky enough to pick one up then, you struck gold, especially at the price that they knocked him down to. I'm really hoping that the Beast Wars reissues do better. I feel like with the Kingdoms line coming out, there's going to be probably a bigger target on them, unfortunately for scalpers. But that's for another video. We'll talk about the Beast Wars reissues. So, thank you guys for watching. Please remember to consider subscribing if you already haven't. And also checking me out on my social medias. Facebook at official Nernadel Beastman. Twitter at the Mighty Beastman. And also Instagram at _robotic_beastman. And thank you guys for watching. And remember, till all are one. Thanks for watching. Bye.